Welcome to the stage of history. I am your illustrious host, Kevin Uncanny Anytime. Welcome to Friday, y'all. Friday. I know I told y'all I was going to address something. And I am extremely, extremely passionate about this because upon hearing it the first time, I was kind of confused. I'm like, what does that even mean? And the person that said it, I was like, well, they confused anyway. They don't even know who they are. So I'm not even going to say anything about it. But then I heard it again, right? Coming across TikTok. And then I heard it again from Gary Vee addressing it on TikTok. And I'm like, nope, it's time to nip this in the bud right away before this gets out of hand. I'm not about to play games with y'all on this one, y'all. Okay. This is what I do. This is how I help you in my life experience in the world. This is what my purpose is. Okay. It's to help you identify who you are, right? This imposter syndrome, y'all. First of all, I don't want nobody using this as an excuse. I do not want you using this as an excuse. Do not do that, okay? Because that is not what this is supposed to be about. Sometimes people hear stuff and they decide, oh, okay, I'm going to use that because that sounds like a good thing to use or whatever the case may be. But I'm letting you know right now, do not do that. Do not do that when it comes to this particular topic. Okay. Don't start thinking that you have it. Because if you're thinking that I might have that. No. Here's what we're going to do. We're about to look up some definitions. I'm going to break this down. Okay. Because I don't even understand what this is about and what psychiatrists or psychologists came up with this and combined these two words together, because I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, so listen y'all. First of all, we're gonna go into researching imposter. What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's take a look here. I'm literally on my laptop about to look this up along with y'all. I want you to follow along with me if you can. Go ahead and look this up at the same exact time, because it's going to make sense to you. And if it doesn't, then I really don't know what to tell you, but we're about to look this up, okay? So if you look this up, right, Google it on whatever search engine you have, the definition that comes up for me, okay? A person who pretends to be someone else in order to deceive others, especially for fraudulent gain. If you now, before I even go into the second word, right away, if you feel like this, you are. That is what you're doing. That is literally what you're doing. That definition is straightforward. There's no gray area with that. It's literally somebody who's pretending to be somebody else in order to deceive others. It didn't say who seems like, it didn't say who might be. It says a person who pretends to be someone else in order to deceive others, especially. And then it says especially for fraudulent gain. So if you all of a sudden think you have some type of a syndrome that is allowing you to respond in this manner, what are you talking about? What are we talking about? You're being somebody. It's basically saying you're being somebody. This is the definition, y'all. This is the definition of it. Okay. You're being a person who is pretending to be someone else in order to deceive others, especially for fraudulent gain. There's not even a secondary definition of a good somewhat good you can find in this, y'all. Okay. A person who pretends to be someone else in order to deceive others. Something is wrong. If you feel like you have this syndrome, guess what? That's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. That's what you're being. Okay. Now that I'm telling you, you might be upset with that, but this is the facts. I just read you a definition of how we define it as human beings. Okay. Now we about to look up syndrome, right? Because it's like, oh, that might make it different. Let's combine the two. Let's combine the two. We gonna break it down. Let's combine the two. Let's look up the word syndrome. So, a group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular abnormality or condition. Sounds a little technical. Let's go a little more basic. A set of concurrent things, such as emotions or actions, that usually form an identifiable pattern. An identifiable pattern. So, okay, an identifiable pattern of what? An identifiable pattern of a person who's pretending to be some. Come on, y'all. Come on. Look, at first I was like, no, I'm gonna let that slide because that's just too silly. That's too silly of a thing. But so one TikTok in particular, this dude told me, he said, "Yup, I started feeling like that." And I think people sometimes get terms and they decide to just use it like, "Oh yeah, that's that thing I had." Like, no, 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 no. We're not gonna go into that. We're not gonna do this. If you are having this, if you are saying I had imposter syndrome, guess what? There's two things that go to that. You have no idea who you are because you're pretending to be someone else in order to deceive others. Two, you are being extremely manipulative and fraudulent, okay? Because it says especially for fraudulent game. I heard that and I was like, what? That didn't even make sense to me. It didn't even register to my brain when I heard somebody say that. I was like, you felt like you had imposter syndrome. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, no, we're not about to do that. We are not about to do that. Okay. So when I heard that, I automatically was like, oh, clearly you're an imposter. Okay. Because I have never felt that before. I don't even understand that, especially with this definition, like pretending to be somebody else in order to deceive others. That's borderline. That's borderline just going straight on the evil path. You going straight dark side with that. That doesn't even make any sense. You're pretending to be somebody else to deceive other people, and then it says especially for fraudulent gain. And if you said you did this and you have a business, what are you talking about? What are you doing? Like, that makes zero sense. So you're getting fraudulent gain by pretending to be somebody that you're not. That's a problem. That's a major problem, and it needs to be addressed immediately. Don't go into, if you feeling like that, then you need to really just stop what you're doing and figure out who you are as a person, and hit me up because I can help you with this. This is something that I dive into every single day with all of these topics, with the program that I have in the Mindset Matters Institute. Everything that I have been doing has been geared around finding out who I am. And I know that. I'm solid with that. Now, that's not to say, oh, do I have zero insecurity or something like that? No, it's not saying that. But do I know that I'm me? Kevin Anytime is a moniker that I created because I'm like, that's who I'm going to be going forward. That's the name I'm giving myself going forward. No turning back, no deceiving anybody. This is what I'm choosing to be in this current state of existence. That is what I chose, and I have not deterred from that. All right. I have only enhanced what I've said, and now it's Kevin Uncanny Anytime. I'm not going back from that. That's the name I chose, and that's what I stuck with, and that's what I'm going for. So if you going around feeling like an imposter, you really gotta really look at yourself and really be like, wait, what am I doing out here? What is going on? And you might have to drop what you're doing. And yes, you might let a lot of people down, and you might run into financial issues or whatever the case may be. But Yeah, I'm telling you, if you do not figure out who you are and you running around feeling like this, you're doing more damage than you're doing good. You're doing more damage than you're doing good because you're putting up some kind of a false persona to deceive people. Deceiving, let's look up deceiving. Let's look up the word deceive. Let's see what that talks about here. And I guarantee you there's going to be a problem here. Okay, so deceive of a person, cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. Come on, y'all. Are are we really going to play around with this? Are we really going to sit here and act like, come on, I just gave y'all three definitions to where if you listen to it, play this back. You listen to it. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? If you feeling like this, does that make sense to you? You got to start breaking this stuff down. You can't just be using these terms loosely because there might be a even more hidden background agenda of mass manipulation behind that. Who thought of that term? Where did that come from? Because it didn't make me feel good at all. As soon as I heard someone say it, I was like, that sounds goofy. Imposter syndrome. Who does what? Where did that even come from? What does that even mean? And now that I'm breaking it down even more, I'm like, come on now. If you feeling like this, because you are putting some type of now what they say is that they're putting some type of self, like, oh well, I don't deserve this because blah blah blah. It ain't say nothing of that nature in any of these definitions. Okay, it didn't say anything of feeling less than, none of that. It said literally deceiving. It said literally this is what you're doing, especially for dishonest gain. Come on now, we're not finna play games and allow ourselves to go into these different realms of oh well, that's, I might have that because I don't feel like I'm worthy of getting this. Nope, it didn't say nothing like that. If you have that and you feel like you got that, if you feel like you got that, if you've ever felt like you've had that, that's what you are being. That is what you are being. Why? Because the feeling inside of your being, that's how you are as a human. That's what you're transmuting in as energy outwardly into the quantum field out here. That's what you're doing. So you gotta cut it out. You gotta cut that out. You need to go take a break and go take a look and see, what am I doing to make me feel like this? And how can I stop this? Because if you're doing it to deceive others, again, you're doing it and it's causing more harm than good. So do not even joke around with that. Do not even kind of think about that. You better be solid in that if you think about something like that, or if you even say something like that about yourself. Okay. So that's simply, I had to address that. Because I'm like, no, we're not about to have this term keep popping up, and then all of a sudden this is what people think is okay to toss out there, like it's a okay term, like, oh, I got this disability. It's like, no, this is not a disability. This is a self-proclaimed identification. I'm an imposter. And I have a syndrome, which is only a series of habit patterns that I'm repeating, which is the habit pattern that you are repeating based off a definition is you are acting like you somebody else to trick people. Like, let's really break it down. You acting like you somebody else to trick somebody, especially to try and get something from them dishonestly, right? Come on now. And if you know you're not doing that, then don't ever say that again. But if you are doing that, you really need to take a look at what you're doing, because it's gonna catch up and bite you in the butt real quick for you playing games like that. Don't do that. And if it don't catch you quick, it's gonna catch you later, because that's the law that I always said. It's biblical. Okay, you reap what you sow. If it don't catch you right away, it's gonna catch you later. Okay, so I don't care where you see that. All of that is the exact same thing. Okay, you reap what you sow. All right, what you put out there is going to come back to you. Okay, so don't go into no realms like that, y'all. Really trying to. I'm really serious about this, and I normally have something like, oh, it's kind of thought provoking, but this, I'm like, no, I'm addressing this immediately because it's starting to, Gary V mentioned it, and now it's a lot of people that follow him that are probably gonna be like looking into it and trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, nope, we finna cut this off real quick, and I'm gonna let you know right away. If you feeling like that, that's what you are. I'm not saying it's really a super bad thing. It's just something that you need to really address right now and make sure that you eradicate that out of your entire existence, because being an imposter is not ever going to be a good thing. That by definition, it's never going to be a good thing. So if you feeling like that, go ahead and look in the mirror and go ask yourself some questions. All right. Be like, yo, what am I trying to do here? What am I really trying to be out here? Am I trying to just get money? Do I think I need to get money dishonestly? Like, really figure these things out. Okay. Because that is not going to help you in the long run. This is a long game, y'all. This life we live in is a long game. So don't play around and start planting seeds that will come around on the back end and slap you in the back of the head. Like, that's just the truth of it. That's just literally what's going on, and that's based off of a scientific law of energy, of cause and effect, reaping what you sowing. Don't play games with that. Okay, don't play games with that. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. I didn't want to take too much time on this topic because I normally just want to come on here with something that you guys can deeply think about and start making some improvements on your own life to help you find yourself more. But this needed to be talked about. So again, I got the program is starting. The next class for the Mindset Matters Institute is starting next week. All right, Monday, y'all. Look out for it. And yeah, jump in. If you're scared to jump in, just jump in. All right, we gonna help you. The community is gonna help you. We really got a good thing going. There's some really solid people in there right now that want to truly make some changes. So if you're trying to make some change, let's get it. Okay. And then we got the free Facebook group where I'm always posting motivational content. My guy Zach is always posting motivational content. All right, a few people are spotty here and there, but you can definitely count on me and Zach to be in there to give you some motivational content. All right. And it's all free. And we encourage you to do that too. We want you to come into the group and post something that is positive. That's some high energy, high vibration stuff. Okay. Then I'll go to the website, y'all, mindsetmattersmore.store. Okay. And get some gear, get the crown. Okay. I have people out here in Disneyland asking me about it. Like, what is that? It's like, yo, it's the crown. It's a motivational brand. Okay. Never leave home without your crown on. That is what we talking about. All right. Top of mind is mindset, making sure our mindset is straight. All right. Outside of that, y'all, I'll be back again Monday. All right. I'll see y'all in for Mindset Matters Monday, and let's get it in and get ready for open enrollment, y'all. So open enrollment will be Monday through Friday, and then we closing it down until next month. So if you want to jump in, now's a good time. All right. Love you guys very much. Remember, mindset matters more than anything else. Okay. More than anything else. That's why all of this stuff that we can see is here. Okay. That's why all of these tangible things are here. Cups, plates, I don't care. Computers, money. That's why it's here, is because we thought of it. That's why it's here. Okay. Mindset matters more than anything else. Focus on the good, y'all. I will see you again next time. Anytime.